Well, are we going to chit-chat for a few minutes, or,
No, we certainly can. I'm not entirely sure what we're going to be talking about today. Mike has said he's going to give my profile, my LinkedIn profile, the third degree, and so I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen there. Should be interesting. But, if there's anything that we can do to introduce what you're going to be doing, that would be great.
You and I talked, one of my real passions is LinkedIn, and a lot of classes in the north and north area to both business people and job seekers who are looking to market either themselves or their businesses on LinkedIn. I've been doing this for about a year now, but have been on LinkedIn for several years and have been marketing my business on LinkedIn. I'm also small business consultants in web marketing and use of WordPress publishing programs, and of course LinkedIn. And I found my niche on LinkedIn and have been able to generate almost all of my business other than local referrals from my LinkedIn marketing. And what I did about a year ago was I took a local presentation from a job seeker who was showing other job seekers how to use LinkedIn to find work. And it kind of dawned on me that all they were doing was using the same tools that I was using on LinkedIn to market themselves or to look for jobs. And so I started going off in that direction as a service, get forward to people out there who were challenged on using social media to find jobs. And what's happened over the past year is I've broken this down into four different segments, where I believe that completing your profile to 100% has got to be the basic foundation for anybody out there who wants to get in on LinkedIn and market themselves. The next step is LinkedIn 201, and then comes an evaluation and a review of both 101 and 201. I call that 301, and then 401 gets into something a little bit along the lines of what you're doing, Jerome, and that is strategies and target marketing and using some of the advanced tools. So when you approached me and asked me if there was anything I'd like to share with your group, the first thing that came to my mind was LinkedIn, and I offered to do pretty much a LinkedIn profile evaluation. On the first step is what I call LinkedIn 101.
Excellent. Yeah, and I should have introduced you a little better there too, because Michael here is retired and then got pulled back into business when he found this lack of education regarding LinkedIn, and so he's been doing classes with a number of different groups and entities just to help people understand the power of LinkedIn and the kind of things you can do once you understand your different options on that website. So he had enough interesting material. I thought, hey, I'd like to have him speak with the people in my group here. We've got a number of people on the call here, and I'm interested in what you have going. Now, Michael said that he could take a look at my profile, and I guess that's what we're going to be doing here, and seeing what I've done okay and what I could do better. And so this will be interesting for me as well, because he was a little hush-hush about what he would be talking about, because he didn't want me going and changing my profile before we started this.
I did not want you doing anything to it, even though we discussed it. Now, the only thing for the audience, for your participants here, that I want to put as a caveat here, is I only asked Jerome 3 questions. That was it. That's the full discussion that we had. So none of this is rehearsed, and Jerome is not seeing it enough.
And what I'm going to do here, Michael, would you like people to be able to ask questions and as we go along, or would it be best if I put everybody else on mute first? We do have a little background noise here.
I prefer waiting, or what I could do is hesitate and ask for questions after I get to a particular segment, if you wish. But, you know, if they could wait till the end, that's fine. Actually open up your profile or open up my profile and show how to access some of these things or where they're located in comparison.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'll put everybody on mute except for you. Let me take you back off of mute now.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so now it's just you and I that can talk. And if anybody has questions, then we'll intermittently see if anybody would like to ask anything then.
Okay. And if you have a question as we go along, please don't hesitate, because it would be a back and forth. I've done this before, so it would be a give and take kind of situation as I go from section to section. So if there's any questions that you don't have, you want to stop me, just go ahead. Is that okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Well, why LinkedIn? Largest networking site for business in the world, 120 million people, adding 2 per second, which extrapolates out to 63 million people being added yearly. Largest influx is coming from Europe right now, which is what I was told this past Tuesday. And my feeling is, after looking at your profile and studying you or looking at what you do on LinkedIn, Jerome, I find that you can use LinkedIn either to be a hunter or to be hunted, or both. And I think you're doing this as a hunter, whereas my position on LinkedIn is I want to be hunted.
There's different approaches there, and that's one reason that I was really intrigued with what you had to say. Was
because I thought perhaps some of your clients, customers might want to take this approach or look at it from the opposite, from the other side of the table. I got that from teaching the unemployed, because not only was I unemployed at one point in time and looking for a job, and I know how to use these social media skills, but I also deal with the recruiters who are telling me from the other side of the story, from the other side of the interviewing table, what they look for. And so that's what I try to relate and give back and forth to people, the information I'm getting from all sides. So I asked you 3 questions, which I want to review prior to today. I asked you, what are your goals on LinkedIn? And that your answer was to move people I meet from LinkedIn to my website. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, question 2 was, what portions of your business do you want to market on LinkedIn, since you cannot be all things to all people on this platform? Or what business owners or managers do you wish to target? And you said IMFBO, and we could take off, or you could take off REIFB. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and the third question was, what are your selected keywords in these target market areas? And you said internet marketing coach, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so what are we going to do today? We're going to take Jerome Adar, and this is your life. Can I easily be found on LinkedIn for my keywords report card? So my analysis is you're real good at being a hunter, and you're, bringing people to your website, and I took a look at your page ranking, and I took a look at your traffic, and you're doing a great job at that. You also have a lot of recommendations, which, as a LinkedIn profile is one of the things that we're looking for. But then I asked, what about being hunted? And I looked for company search on IMFBO, and I got no results. I looked at your activity, and there is none. This is a dentist that I just linked up with and is a customer of mine in the Chicagoland area. And with my tutoring in the past 3 or 4 or 5 days, this is the amount of activity that's showing on his profile right now. So I did a keyword search for internet marketing coach, which is your keywords, and I found, unfortunately, not Jerome Adar on the first 10 pages on a keyword search. Notice this is an advanced, I'm trying to do an advanced search here with all companies and all LinkedIn members included, not just my first, second, and third level connections, but the entire LinkedIn network of 120 million people. So my question was, why are you not being found from a hunter point of view where I'm hunting people as an internet marketing coach? Well, I took a look at your LinkedIn profile, and I put it through a word cloud generator. And although I'm seeing internet and marketing there, I'm seeing IMFBO, owner and business, which is really your target business owners coming to IMFBO. But the converse is true, that you're talking about that when you get to the profile, but nobody's really hunting for that because they don't know about it if they're doing a search. So your LinkedIn profile evaluation at what I call 100% plus criteria is based on 10 areas. And I grade those in 1 to 10 each, with 10 being the highest for a maximum score of 100. Any questions about this so far?
None for me.
Okay. All right. LinkedIn, if you go in to their help areas or their tutorial areas, they specifically specify that minimum requirements are completing 6 fields. That is recent photo, your summary and skill set, which is your specialty area, your education, 3 recent jobs, and 3 recommendations. This is their criteria. So I looked at your profile, and if anybody wants to look at this, I think it's still the same profile. This is called the profile highlight box, and it never changes. Location. The other section on LinkedIn, you can move depending on where you want them, just by drag and drop, but this is always comes up on your profile page. Well, you got a photo, nice-looking photo, handsome guy there, so you pass on that one, and you've got 16 recommendations, so you far exceed the minimum number of recommendations that LinkedIn requires. So I'm giving you a score of 20 out of 20 thus far. Good work, Jerome.
Score.
Education, another perfect score. We've got it up there, and you're not holding back the dates. So a lot of people sometimes you see they're holding back the dates, and that always runs up a red flag when I'm taking a look at those things as to why are they not disclosing the dates that they went to school. And, of course, if you extrapolate, you can have some idea of an age of somebody if they went through the normal education process. All right, employment. Well, you've got more than 3 jobs listed, but you got limited or no descriptions, and on 2 of them, you have no locations listed on the employment. So, unfortunately, I'm only going to give you a score of 2.5 on that one.
Uh-huh.
Summary and specialty. Was there a comment there?
No, I'm just watching my general score going down here.
And that's the good news, but we'll take it to the next step, because what I'm trying to do is point out these things to you, because what I've done here on the summary and specialties, you've got about 2,500 characters to drop into both of those sections. About 2,000 in the summary is where I maxed out, and then I'm figuring another 400 or 500 in the specialties category. I actually did a word count on this, and I don't really want to say how many characters you're using, but I'm saying my evaluation of this was minuscule use of characters, so I gave you a score of 1, and I thought that was pretty generous. Okay. So we've got 33.5 out of 60 in LinkedIn's criteria fields. All right. Now, why are these important? Because these are the search fields that their search engine is looking for to match keywords with what people are searching. So these I have found through various resources and through trial and error are the search fields that they're looking at, except for one minor one. So there are 5 important search fields for you to populate, loaded with keywords, in order to be found in their search engines. So, not bad, not great, and the question is Jerome going to recover in the final stretch here? So the final stretch of 4, what I call plus fields, are your headline, your slugger tag, your skills, sections, and applications. Now, I took a look at your headline, and you're using 104 of 120 characters, which is pretty good, but I don't see those keywords. I don't see Internet Marketing Coach up there. What I'm seeing is just what that word cloud showed me before, the same thing that you're repeating in your in your profile, the imfbo.com. I see no reason at all to repeat it up there, where unless every time you go into a discussion you want them to see that. But you can change that wording to also include Internet Marketing Coach if you wish. You know, Internet Marketing Coach, author of 12 Ways to Explode Your Business Online, www.imfbo.com, and then free videos. I don't think that would come anywhere near 120 characters. So I'll give you a score of 4.5 on that one. Final 3, skills, sections, applications. I didn't find any listings on skills, sections, or applications, so unfortunately I've got to give you a score of 0 out of 30. Skills is a very, very important, and a lot of people aren't aware of it. It's found under the More section, under the More pull-down, and it was added to LinkedIn a couple of months back. And what happens, and the reason, and I've talked to people at LinkedIn about this, the reason is people have not been listing their skills within those other 5 or 6 main categories. So there was no reason in my mind that LinkedIn would go through the expense and cost of adding this if it wasn't for the benefit of their true customers. And their true customers are really the recruiters and the headhunters out there that are looking at us, and we're the cattle, because we're not paying anything, so we're the cattle out there. We're making use of what they're providing us, but the people who are paying buku bucks for this service to target people and to hunt people needed an extra tool to find the people that they were looking for. I talked to a gentleman the other day. He's a recruiter. He spends $10,000 a year for advanced tools on LinkedIn so that he can find and target people specifically in the medical profession, nurses and technicians, et cetera, et cetera. And this is what he's telling me. So you get to add 50 skills in this area, and all you do is you enter in your skill by starting to type a word that describes you, like internet, and then seeing what that category is all about, and if you want to add it to your profile, you can. So these are the skills that I have added to my profile. And when you click on that, you actually go to a screen that describes what these skills entail, and you can also add your level of expertise as well as the number of years that you've been in the profession or you've exercised these skills. Very, very powerful tool. And I believe this has also been added to their algorithms as far as searching for people when you're doing your search. Adding sections and applications, which is the last 2 areas, you have to go into your edit profile screen and the add sections, which is all the way at the bottom. And what happens is this screen pops up, and you're going to have a choice of 2, 4, 6, 8, in essence 10 sections, because I'm already using 2 of the sections. But if you speak other languages, if you have certifications, if you have any patents, those are the 3 that are for typical job seekers. Other 5, courses, honors and awards, organizations, project and test scores were added recently for 5. Those 5 for college students and recent graduates. By their definition, those are people that are working for less than 3 years out of school because they don't have the experience as people with more tenure or more work experience out there. Now, the 2 that I use are publications, because I blog all over the internet, and recently added volunteer experiences and causes, because I'm doing all of this work for the unemployed job seekers. I'm listing all the organizations where I put on presentations throughout the Chicagoland area. So this is very important to me to put that up there. The applications are kind of hidden because of the fact that if you've never gotten into this section, there are 10 that displayed, and right now they're only displaying 8. So you've got to take the elevator down. I don't really care for this, and I've given them my point of view on this because it can get lost. But you scroll down to get to the application section. And currently there are 20 applications out there that you can pick and choose from to show, just to embellish on your profile and to show what you got. There's reading lists by Amazon if you're an avid reader, or if you're published and you have a book on Amazon. That's a way to talk about it. There are blog links. This is what I use to link my blog. There is actually a WordPress.com link, which will bring in any WordPress.com blogs. You can incorporate Twitter. You can incorporate slideshows. You've got 3 workspace huddle groups where if you're collaborating online, you can use those. And one of the most powerful ones, and one that I use, is BoxNet, which allows you to upload files like Word documents, PDFs, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm using publications again. I use SlideShares. I use Google Docs to upload videos. I use BlogLink for my normal WordPress blog site. I use Twitter, so my tweets are up on my homepage. And again, BoxNet. And this allows me to upload letters of recommendation outside of the normal recommendations that I have on my profile, and my LinkedIn profile evaluation, which is a free downloadable file for people to do a self-evaluation on their LinkedIn profile with regards to what I call LinkedIn 101. I can't demonstrate this here on the slideshow, but what happens is when you mouse over one of these, a pop-up window actually appears where you can write your own description of what's involved, what's included in that upload. And if somebody decides to download that, the nice thing about this, BoxNet actually sends you an email if somebody was interested and downloaded one of these files. They will not tell you who it was, but they will tell you that somebody did download a file. Again, you can add 50 skills and up to 15 sections in the applications. It's just another way to make connections with people and to show some familiarity. You got to toot your own horn out there because no one else is going to do it for you. So, unfortunately, Jerome, your final score is 38 out of 100, but there's no place to go but up from here if you want to pursue this avenue. I want to give you insights into what I look at for LinkedIn 201 criteria, because there's a couple of things I want you to improve on right away. One is good thing because you have your custom LinkedIn URL, and there's a check mark for that one, again, on LinkedIn 201. But you got no website links here, missing in action. And the way you're writing these links, they do not become a link off of LinkedIn, but you've got a section in here, notice mine, where you could actually add your websites below your connections, okay, right below your connections and between Twitter. You can actually load in 3 websites here. And instead of using the default, which just says website or blog, you click on, you open up that menu, and at the bottom of that menu, it says Other. And then that opens up a second box where you can actually drop in your custom text, and this becomes a link directly to your website or websites. Powerful tool here.
Now, a quick question for you, Mike.
You want me to go
I actually have those websites available on my profile, but we found that not everybody can see them, oddly enough.
Really? Well,
and at the same time, some people can see them. Yeah, some people can, some people can't, which is odd.
For some reason, can't see them.
Yeah, they are up there, and we found this out before, so I'm not sure what to do about that.
Well, you might contact them. It takes them a while, but there's a help link all the way down at the bottom of the page where you can send them an email. It's taken them sometimes a couple of weeks to respond to me, but I'm going to do that because we're assuming that people are going to copy and paste, and I don't find that that's true. I want to give them the easiest way and the easiest route to get to my websites, and so if there's a problem with the profile, I'd certainly bring it to their attention.
Okay, yeah.
I looked at your groups. Unless you're camouflaging some of your groups, you're in about 34 or 35 groups that are displayed on your profile. I don't know whether you can camouflage those. You do not have to display all of them. And my advice to job seekers at times is not to show a job group, not to display that you're a desperate job seeker is what recruiters and headhunters talk about. Don't show that you're a desperate headhunter. But the one thing I don't know whether you're aware of is there's open groups and there's closed groups on LinkedIn. And open are good because they can easily be searched by Google. And I want to show you right up here in this corner, there's nothing as versus a closed group, which has this lock and key on it. Just like if you're muting somebody on the webinar, you're going to lock them out of discussion. That icon is sitting there to indicate that that's a closed group. And I just took a sampling of 6 groups, and I found that 5 of your groups that you're in are all closed. Now, whether you're aware of this or not, or whether they're suiting your purpose, that's fine. But if you have some other groups where they're open, that means that they're searchable by Google. That means if you put a link back to your website, you're getting a link, even though it's a no-follow link, you're still getting a link back to your website. And it's important in another situation. Open groups and open discussions are actually searchable on Google. So if somebody comes in and wants to actually target on LinkedIn and ask and search every question in a category or in a topic that they're looking for, all they have to do is in a Google search, and these are things that come up under a straight Google search, which are answers on the answers and questions section, which I did not get into because that's part of 201, the group discussions, and your events. So all of these came up in a normal Google search for me just by typing in, how do I start a business? Personally, I'm done with my evaluation. I certainly think that you can improve if you want to be hunted. Among the other services I offer personally are personal LinkedIn profile evaluation, of course. I do that via Skype or Join Me, and the sign-up is at my website. What's included there is a printed evaluation form, a word cloud generation, where I evaluate the keywords as I did for you, and a 45-minute one-on-one review. This is the form that's generated from it, and it's also the same form that can be downloaded either on my LinkedIn profile or on my website. Again, this is the word cloud generator that we sit and we look at and then go back and revise and redo again. And I want to thank you for the opportunity to broadcast this information. My LinkedIn evaluation information is available at http://DIYWebGem.com LinkedIn profiles.
Excellent. Thank you, Michael. 38 out of 100, huh?
Well, I was trying to, be realistic because, and as you can see.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I love it.
Well, as you can see, I'm looking at your profile right now on LinkedIn, and I do not see your websites.
Yeah, we've noted that before, and I haven't thought a whole lot about it. I haven't done anything about it, of course, but it's an odd sort of thing, so I'm not sure what to say at this point.
Right, and when I look
the
at
only other
profile,
thing that I noted is if you're looking for, go ahead.
Right, and when I looked at your profile, there was no activity up here, so at least yesterday you came in and you did come up with a poll that you answered. But this is where you're showing your activities, and this was blank when I did this evaluation. I think it was today's Thursday, Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
Sorry. And if you want to open this up for questions now, to the other people that are here, be my guest.